Big shout out to the family, man. The UMF in the building representing on a Tuesday, baby. On a Tuesday. All right, let's get to some academia. Let's get to some academia. Guys, you know, I find it so funny. When I first started doing this course, the only other person that was talking about the Anunnaki or discussing the Anunnaki was Billy Carson. That's the only other person. Wasn't nobody else out on TikTok. I swear to God, when I first started this, nobody on TikTok was doing anything about the Anunnaki. Nobody. Now, it looked like everybody. That's all you see now. That's all you see now is people doing information on the Anunnaki. But I guarantee you they're not a master like Brother Chief Cuttah. They're not a master of this information like Brother Chief Cuttah. I've been telling folks, man, I've been trying to show folks that we missing a large chunk out of the history of humanity. That the society we live in taught you guys about the history of humanity from 3100 BC going forward. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all remember when they used to say that the world was created 6,000 years ago? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember when folks used to say that. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember when folks used to say the world was created 6,000 years ago. And folks still believe that. 1,000 years ago. And folks still believe that. A lot of people still believe that. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's scary. Scary, right? That folks still believe that dumb shit. So let me show y'all something. So then what you got to understand about that 6,000 year date. So when they telling y'all that the Egyptian civilization started like 3,500 BC, a little bit before 3,800 BC, stuff like that, that's basically the 6,000 year date. That's the 6,000 years. If you go back, it's 2024 right now. If you go back 2028, and let's just say go back maybe minimum 4,000 BC. At first I said 3,500 BC. Let's just go back to 4,000 BC. If you go back to 4,000 BC plus now, that's 6,000 years. So everything that society teaches is that the Egyptian civilization or the Commission, Nubian civilization, that it sprouted up for just in 31 to 3,500 BC. Just out of nowhere. Niggas just was building pyramids. Wrong. Wrong. Okay? So I've told many people that them pyramids were already ancient by the time the pharaonic dynasties came into power. Okay? What's up, G-Mash? What's up, family? Peace and love. These pyramids were already ancient. Okay? A lot of times we look back to the past, we think back to 3,000 BC, and we think the pyramids is new. But the pyramids was already 7,000. The pyramids were already 7,500 years old by the time the pharaonic dynasty started. Now, you know, when I be teaching this information, when I be telling folks about this stuff, I get a whole lot of baby brains. Oh, that's conspiracy crap. That's conspiracy crap. I'm like, brother, it's a lot of scientists and archaeologists that's out here teaching this. This is not something I made up. Scientists and archaeologists that's out here teaching this. This is not something I made up. And just to prove that, what's up, Miss Kim? Shout out to my sister, Miss Kim, in the building. So one of the things I always like to show folks, okay, these folks is out here studying this stuff. Look what this say right here. Pre-Pharaoh civilization. Pre-Pharaoh civilization. That means that whatever the Commission Nubian civilization was, it was something that happened before the pharaonic dynasty. It was something that was in existence long before the pharaohs. Long before the pharaohs. Exactly, Black Lex. I mean, we gotta, we have to use, when I do consensus, I just use the true scientists. I don't use the ones that lie. That's what people don't understand. Like, the reason why we can't ever just accept what the scientific consensus give us, because them folks might be all willing to lie to keep their job. Okay? So you got to go with the scientists and the archaeologists that don't work for these institutions. And those are the brothers that I put my energy into. Okay? So another thing about pre-Pharaoh civilizations. Let me pull this up. Okay. Y'all see the big one in the middle? Y'all see the big pyramid that's in the middle? Okay, they called that one Khufu. Khufu's pyramid, right? Now, they call that pyramid Khufu because it's named after the pharaoh Khufu. So these idiots, they think that Khufu commissioned the building of these pyramids, right? What we find out is when you do your research on Khufu, you find out that the only statue that they got of Khufu in the entire Egyptian civilization is one little small statue, right? So you would think for somebody that's so important, somebody that can commission a building of this thing would surely have their name emblazoned or have their face emblazoned on it. You would surely think you would find more big statues of Khufu everywhere. It's a reason you don't find more, or it's a reason that Khufu's name ain't on the pyramid. Because Khufu wasn't around when that motherfucker was built. See, people like Khufu, them dumbass people thought these were tombs. They found things inside of the pyramid that was for the purposes of harnessing power, and them dumbasses thought that they were tombs. Okay? That's how I want y'all to understand this about the Egyptian civilization. When y'all realize that all of these people were primitive, y'all see this shit the wrong way. Y'all see Egypt and y'all think, oh man, them people were smart as hell back then. Wrong. The builders, the people that designed and built this were smart as hell, but that wasn't the earthlings. That wasn't the humans. The people of these times was just as primitive as people 100 years ago. It was just as primitive. Like, how do you explain to people this mindset? That people didn't have this common sense mindset. People didn't understand nothing beyond what was in front of them. So if you lived in a mud hut, all you knew was about your mud hut and your village. In the village, you ain't know nothing else about the world. You didn't have no scientific knowledge. There was no scientific knowledge. There was no historical knowledge. There was no understanding to have. So these pharaohs are the result of what's about to happen, what we're about to read in the Lost Book of Enki. So what we're getting ready to encroach upon is the time where the Anunnaki is going to turn over power to the humans. Okay? Put a 1 in the chat. Y'all understand that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. We're getting ready to encroach upon the time when the Anunnaki hands over the knowledge to the humans. This is where the pharaonic dynasties began at. See, y'all thought the pharaonic dynasties just popped up. They didn't. This was orchestrated by the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki said, hey man, we done been here long enough. We done got enough out of this place. It's time for us to prepare the humans to inherit the earth. Do y'all remember that? The last time we was together, Anu visited. When Anu visited, he said, hey, it is time for us to start preparing the earthlings to inherit the earth, to take over. The last time we was together, this was Anu's instructions. Okay? So this is the portion of the story we're getting ready to go into. Was everybody able to get their timeline? Everybody that needed the timeline that I sent it to, was y'all all able to get it? Let me know. I know it was Pink, Miss Kim, Corlisa, and 550. If y'all got y'all timeline, give me a 5 in the chat. Okay, D-Lynn too. Okay, cool. So if you got your timeline, I want you to understand where we at right now. We're at about 3800 BCE, really about 3800 to 4000 BCE. You gotta shoot me your email address, big dog. Anytime that I ask, I always tell everybody, send me your email address. If you send me the email address, I get it to you. Okay? Yeah, do that. Everybody that need the timeline, send me your email so I can get it to you. I can send it right over to you, just like that. Okay? Send me. All right. Okay, cool. We back at it. So, like I said, the last time we was together, Anu had visited to check the installations in the Eden, Eridu, and in South America. Okay, and it was at that time that he pardoned Marduke, who was in North America, and that has been validated, gang. Marduke being in North America has officially been validated. He was in North America, okay? Now, what he did while he was in these lands, probably did a lot. He probably did a lot, okay? But I can't tell you everything what he did, but he was definitely here, okay? So when he pardoning Marduke, Marduke found out that everybody had been allotted land. Everybody had been given land, abodes, and earthlings, okay? And so Marduke found out that this allotting of the land took place without him, and he got pissed off, and he got mad, okay? So now everybody got their own abodes, got their own land, except Marduke. Marduke got to live with his daddy. Him and his son. He got him and his son up in there sleeping on an air mattress. Enki don't even want the man in the refrigerator. Enki say he in the refrigerator too much. Too damn much. Every time Marduke walk through the door, Enki want to know if he put in the application today. Okay. So listen, that's what we're going to take start at. We starting from that point. Starting from where Marduke was pardoned by Anu. Now they're on their way back to the Eden. Okay? And like I say, Marduke has found out that everybody got new land except him. All right? This is where we're going to start at. The decisions have been made. They cannot be altered. So did Enlil say to Marduke. Separate skyships to the Eden and its adjoining land, they returned. Sensing trouble, Enlil asked Ishkur to stay behind to instruct over the gold. To commemorate Anu's visit, a new count of time passage was introduced. By earth years, not by Nibiru shars, what was on earth transpired to be counted. In the age of the bull, dedicated to Enlil, was the count of earth years. When to the Eden, the leaders returned, the place of the first civilized region, how to make bricks from mud, the Anunnaki taught the earthlings. There to build cities with. Okay? This is them teaching the earthlings how to build cities, how to build their own homes. But once where cities of the Anunnaki alone had stood, now cities for both of them arose. Therein and in new cities for the great Anunnaki, sacred precincts were consecrated. The Anunnaki with lofty abodes temples by mankind were they called. Okay, I think we covered this the last time. So these structures that you see the Anunnaki living in, like the ziggurat of Ur, the temple, the Giza, all of these were temples. Okay, this is where the Anunnaki stayed in. They stayed in the big temples, and the earthlings who served them lived in the temples with them. Okay, these would become the high priests. They were called lofty lords by the earthlings. The Anunnaki were called lofty lords. As lofty lords, they were served in worship. Okay? I remember we went over this last time. I just want to make sure everybody understand. Because what people don't get, I'm literally showing you the period that humanity started this worship, this God worship. You understand? I'm talking about the version of God worship that humanity has today, which is man worship. They are worshiping other men. Okay? They are worshiping these Anunnaki that they call lofty lords. Okay? If you're uneducated, then you're gonna think the term Lord means God. This is what happens when you're a baby brain. But when you're an advanced mind, when you got the knowledge, then you understand Lord is a royal term that notates royalty or a title or, just some ranking or a status, okay? So Anunnaki as lofty lords were served in worship. By number ranks were they honored. The heirship to mankind made no. The heirship to mankind, I mean mankind are the heirs, okay? So when you're an heir, what do? You inherit something, right? I'm going to read that one more time because all of this is like the most important information. The heirship to mankind made no. Okay? We inherited everything that we have. See, it's our ego. We want our ego, oh yeah, we built the pyramids. We did this. We did all that. Bro, you can't say we did all this amazing shit and we live in this bullshit we live in now. Because if we was building pyramids like this 10,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago, why the fuck we ain't living in a high advanced technologically society? We should be in a very advanced technological based society. But we not. We're in a baby brain society. Holding her prizes tightly, Inanna from the slumbering Enki slipped. Oh, I skipped a part. Hold on, my bad. My bad, gang. Yeah. And just to give you some game, the Moors and Masons are the same people. The first Masons were the Moors, okay? And the Moors learned from these people. These they learned under the Anunnaki. They learned to build in secrets. But they definitely can't repeat it because can I keep it real with y'all? The Anunnaki ain't give us everything. Now, y'all know damn well the Anunnaki was going to teach us some things that they wasn't going to give us. Okay? Some things, you had to be a very advanced person for them to give you. You got to earn this knowledge. The knowledge of the heavens and the earth, how to measure the heavens and the earth, to build the way they build, okay? You have to earn that. You have to earn it, all right? So, yeah, the Moors and the Masons, that's the same group. The first Masons were Moors, the Moorish, the Amorites. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The Anunnaki as lofty lords were served and worshipped. By number ranks, they were honored. The heirship to mankind made known. Anu was given the heavenly rank of 60. Enlil was given the heavenly rank of 50. On Inerta, his son, 50 was also bestowed. Next in succession was the Lord Enki, which we talked about how disrespectful it was that Ninurta could be ranked 50 over Enki. And Enki is the one who made all of this happen, right? Well, not Enki by himself. Alalu and Enki made all of this happen, okay? The Lord Enki was given the rank of 40, highly disrespectful. To Nanar, the son of Enlil, the rank of 30 was assigned. To his son and successor, Utu, the rank of 20 was allotted. 10 was given to the other Anunnaki leader sons. 5 was the rank given to the Anunnaki females. So like all of the Anunnaki wives, Ninmah, all of them, they was given the rank of 5, which was also disrespectful because the ladies put in some work too. In Lagash, the Gersu precinct for Ninurta was built. His black sky bird was kept there. Inunu, house of 50, was the temple abode for Ninurta and Baal, his spouse. The supreme hunter and the supreme smiter, weapons a gift of Anu that Inunu protected. Where Sipar before the deluge had been, on top of the mud soil, Utu a new Sipar established. In the Ebabar, the shining house, an abode for Utu and his spouse Aya was raised. From there, Utu, for mankind, promulgated laws of justice, where, because of silt mud, the olden plans could not be followed. New sites were chosen. Adab, a site from Sherubak, not distant for Nehursag, was a new center. For Nehursag, as a new center was made. The house of succor and healing, knowledge, was her temple abode named. So that's a hospital. Nehursag got a hospital, okay? The MEs, how the earthlings were fashioned, Nehursag in its holy shrine kept. For Nanar, a city with straight streets, canals, and wharves was provided. Urim was its name. House of the throne seed was its temple abode called. The moon's beams to the lands it reflected. Ishkur to the mountain lands of the north returned. The house of 7 storms, his abode was called. Inanna and Unuki resided. In the abode bequeathed by Anu, to her she dealt. Marduke and Nabu and Eridu dwelt with his dad Enki. Marduke did not have his own abode. Tough times for Marduke, tough times. Now this is the account of the first city men of kingship on earth, and how Marduke to build a tower schemed. Okay? This is the account of the first earthling city where they bestowed kingship. Okay? So this is what y'all gonna learn. You're gonna learn where the kingship was first established. Okay? And it was established with melanated folks. Melanated folks were the first kings upon this earth. But also, Marduke is going to scheme to build a tower. Any clue about what tower that may be? Stay tuned. In the first region, in the lands of the Eden, and in the cities with precincts, by their Anunnaki lords, the earthlings' handiwork and crafts were taught. Before long, were the fields irrigated? There you go, D-Lynn. On canal and river, boats soon sailed. The sheepfolds and granaries were overflowing. Prosperity filled the land. Ki-Angi, land of the lofty watchers, the first region was called. To let the black-headed people a city of their own possess, it was decided. Hold on, here we go. Listen, guys. When you be telling these white folks we were the first kings, I know these white boys love to crack this little joke. Mexicans too. They love to get in the comments and say, we was kings. Y'all ever seen them do that? They got a little joke they do on us because they say we always talking about we was kings, right? So they love jumping in the comments and saying that. We was kings, trying to make fun of us, right? But we really was kings. And we still kings. Huh? Here we go. Listen. To let the black-headed people a city of their own possess, it was decided. Kishi, Scepter City, it was called. Kishi, Scepter City. Let me see if I can get this map. I got a map of it. I want to show y'all where this was located at, because y'all need to know. Okay, guys, this is where Kishi was located at, right here. Exactly. Okay, I'm in the Fertile Crescent right here, right? Let's go down right here, just above the Persian Gulf right here. You see where it says Sumer? Right under Sumer is where Kishi was located at. So everybody can see Sumer right here above my finger, right? Just under Sumer is where Kishi was located. So if you wanted to know where the first kingship was established, this is it right here. Okay? The first kingship was established in the Fertile Crescent. In Kishi did the kingship of man begin. Let me read this again. Let me say it again. In Kishi did the kingship of man begin. Because man did not create that concept. Do we understand that? See, this is why the level of research that I do, it's a different level. Like when motherfuckers be researching, they just be looking up facts. I be researching state of minds. Like I be researching what life was like at that time. I be researching a lot of different stuff that ain't got nothing to do with just the facts. I asked myself, what man? I was like, what man came up with the concept of kingship? Somebody had to do it. So why don't we know that man? That was the thing that hit me. I was like, why don't we know this man's name? We know everybody else's name. They can tell us anybody else's name. But when it comes to, hey, who is the guy that created this concept of kingship? You can't get no name. You know why? Because the Anunnaki. Come from the Anunnaki. Don't come from man. They gave us this concept. They gave us this system. We was like, what the fuck is that? What's a king? You say, I'm a king? Okay, everybody, I'm a king. All right? I'm telling y'all right now, we got a new thing called king. I'm that. That's the way it went. We didn't create that. They gave that to us. Okay? In Kishi did the kingship of man begin. There in consecrated soil, Anu and Enlil implanted the heavenly object. Okay? The heavenly object is an obelisk. I want everybody to understand that. Every time you hear them say they implanted the heavenly object, that's an obelisk. Okay? In it, Ninurta appointed the first king. Mighty Man was his royal title. Okay? Mighty Man was his royal title. To make it a center for civilized mankind, Ninurta to Eridu journey. The ME tablets that for kingship divine formulas hold from Enki to obtain. Properly attired with respect, Ninurta entered Eridu. For the ME of kingship, he asked. Enki, the Lord who all MEs safeguard, 50 MEs to Ninurta was granted. So MEs are the computer programs needed to build a civilization. Okay? If you keep hearing us say MEs are their technology. These are computer programs that give you all the information on how to build a successful civilization. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all understand that. We back 200,000 years. We back 100,000 years, and they got fucking computer programs showing them how to lay out a civilization. That's wild. That is wild. Okay? So these MEs are necessary to do that. Now, Enki was the safeguard of the MEs. Y'all remember Enlil went to his daddy like a little bitch and told his dad, Dad, Enki is hoarding all his MEs. He won't share the MEs with nobody. So that's when Anu went to Enki and was like, hey, son, I love you, but you got to share these MEs with your brothers. That was the only power Enki had left. The only power he had left was the fact that everybody needed him because he had the MEs. It reminds me of like when on the movie Blow, when George John gave Diego his plug. What happened to George John after he gave Diego the plug? Then nobody need him no more. And it's kind of like what happened to Enki. Once Enki gave up the MEs and let everybody get the MEs, nobody really need him no more. All right? In Kishi, where the black-headed people taught to calculate with numbers, heavenly Nisaba writing, they were taught. Heavenly Ninkashi beer making, they were showed. In Kishi, by the Nerta, guided kiln work and smithing proliferated. Wheeled wagons to male asses harnessed. Craftily in Kishi, the first were fashioned. Did y'all hear that? The first wheel was us in Kishi. Okay? Came from the Anunnaki to us. Don't let them steal your history, black folks. This your history. I know damn well that the school system ain't tell you that you invented, that you had the wheel first. We ain't invent the wheel, but we had it first. Do y'all understand that? The significance, if you want to teach this shit and authentic, if you want to be authentic in teaching this, you can't tell folks that humans invented the wheel. We didn't. But black folks were the first to inherit the wheel. We had it first. You see all these other skills that they taught us? Smithing, beer making, wine, all of these things. We did these things before anybody. You understand? Laws of justice and righteous behavior in Kishi were promulgated. Laws of justice and righteous behavior in Kishi was promulgated. Why you think that we were civilized? We were civilized. These folks gave us the laws. They taught us what it meant to be righteous. That's why Africa in the Middle East had civilization long before everybody else. Everybody else was in the caves, grunting and shit, eating meat. We was living in civilization. We were civilized long before these people. It was in Kishi that the people hymns of praise to the Nerta composed. Of his heroic deeds and victories they sang. Of his awe-inspiring blackbird they chanted. How in faraway lands the bisons he subdued, and how the white metal to mix with copper he found. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Hold on, where the Nerta was at? Well, you already know the Nerta was in South America, but you know he went to hunt. He went to hunt in North America. Come on with it. My boy the Nerta went to hunt. Come on, man, the Nerta should have got with me, man. I got some deal for you, my boy. I'd have bust them deal. I'd have got you a couple bucks. Come on with it. The Nerta, listen to what they say. They say they composed hymns of his heroic deeds and victories. They sang of his awe-inspiring blackbird. They chanted. They made songs about his call. How in faraway lands he subdued bisons. How in faraway lands he subdued bisons. That's North America, guys. Okay? How the white metal to mix with copper he found. They talking about steel. They talking about how they created steel with mixing coke. There's a white metal called coke. C-O-K-E. Look it up. When you mix that with copper, it creates steel. This is how they created steel. All right? With the constellation of the Archer, he was honored. All the while, Inanna in Unuki, her lordship in the third region awaited. All the while, the domain of her own, of the leaders she demanded. The third region after the second one will come. Her leaders thus assured her. So this is Inanna over here being real impatient. Okay? Now, the first region was given to Ninurta, Nanar, Enlil. That's the first region. Okay? Second region is the Africa region, which was given to Enki, his sons, and Ham and the descendants of Ham. The third region would be your Pakistan, Indus Valley region. That's what they was given to Inanna. Okay? But what did I tell y'all about Inanna? Didn't I tell y'all Inanna want them African lands? Those were the lands that were supposed to be the Dumuzi's. Inanna is so focused on those lands, when they give her the third region, she ain't gonna pay enough attention to it. Right? She's just gonna let it go to shit. Okay? Because she's going to be so focused on the second region. Listen to this. Inanna going to be living in the first region because she's got an abode. Remember, Anu gave her the ziggurat of Ur. Anu was living in the ziggurat of Ur. he gave it to Inanna when he left. Okay? So Inanna's she has an abode here. She's going to be living here, but she's going to be focused over here. I want y'all to understand that. She's going to be living here, but she's going to be focused over here and not paying attention to her own land, which the land going to go to shit. Okay? All while a domain of her own, the leaders she demanded. The third region after the second one will come. Her leaders thus assured her. Having seen the nurture to Eridu journey, how the emmy of kingship he obtained, Inanna in her heart devised a plan. She devised a plan to steal the emmys from Enki. Okay, so here comes the Ilnana. The Ilnana say, I don't want to wait. I want my goddamn civilization now. I want my region now. She don't want to wait after the second region. Okay, so she decides, okay, I'm gonna steal it from Enki. I'm gonna rob old Uncle Enki. I'm gonna rob him. But guys, if y'all want to know why we call her Ilnana, you finna get a little taste. You finna get a little taste of why we call her the Ilnana. Check this out. Her chambermaid, Ninsherber, she dispatched to Eridu. A visit by Inanna to announce. On hearing this, Enki to Izimud, his housemaster, gave instructions quickly. Bring the maiden to my city in Eridu. Her steps is directing. When all alone she will arrive my inner chambers, let her enter. Pour for her cold water to freshen her heart. Barley cakes with butter give her. Sweet wine prepare. The beer vessels to the rim fill up. When Inanna is alone, the abode of Enki she entered. Izimud followed Enki's commands. Then when Enki greeted Inanna, by her thin dress, her body she revealed. I'm going to read that over to y'all so y'all can understand what's going on. Because I told y'all, it's a lot going on right here. Hold on. So Inanna is on her way to Eridu, to Enki's abode. Right? She's got a plan to steal the MEs. When the maiden of Inanna told Enki that Inanna would be coming, Enki set up a plan to kind of get her drunk. Okay? Enki set up a plan to get her drunk. Now, this is niece. So I find this kind of repulsive. This is great niece. Okay? So he set up a plan to get her drunk. But Inanna got a plan to get him drunk. Here, pay attention. When all alone she will arrive, my inner chambers let her enter. Okay, these are the instructions. Pour for her cold water to freshen her heart. First, give her some water. Give her a few barley cakes, right? Give her something to eat. Give her something to put on her stomach. Then prepare sweet wine, right? So he said, then hit her with the wine. Give her some wine. Get her loose, right? And then he said, fill the beer vessels up to the rim. Fill the beer vessels up to the rim. When Inanna alone, the abode of Enki, she entered. Izimud's Enki's commands followed. Then when Enki greeted Inanna, by her thin dress, her body she revealed. So she got on a little old skimpy dress. So Inanna went to visit her uncle with a little old tight red dress on. This your uncle, girl. This is your uncle. So she over there with her red dress and her high heels. She got on that sweet perfume. It sure smell good on you. She finna go in there and have a, you know what? You understand? All right? So she got her tight little dress on, okay? When she bent down, her coochie by Enki was thoroughly admired. That's what it say. Okay, it say vulva, but we know vulva is coochie. So Enki looking at that meat, she bending over Enki like, that's your niece, dog. What you doing, Enki? I thought I wanted to hang out with you. I changed my mind. If you looking at your niece like that, my nigga, I can't rock with you. But she bent over in front of him with that little tight dress on. You know them little tight dress them girls wear all the way up their thighs? With the butt cheek hanging out? She got that dress on, the one with the butt cheek hanging out. She done bent over in front of the Enki, man. Enki can't take it. Enki say, damn. You show you my niece? Enki sick, man. That's Enki. Enki sick as hell, dog. Enki sick as hell, man. What is going on with these ratchet ass Anunnaki, man? Can't be a villain, man. Come on with it. All right. Then when Enki greeted Inanna, by her thin dress, her body she revealed. When she bent down, her vulva by Enki was thoroughly admired. From the sweet cups of wine they drank, for beer, a drinking competition they had. Okay? So they throwing back shots. And then they decide, hey, I can outdrink you. I can outdrink you. So now they about to have a, what's up, Heaven Year? Shout out to Heaven Year. So now they going to have a drinking contest. Now, I wouldn't be challenging Inanna old crazy ass to nothing, because I know she can put, girls like Inanna can drink a fifth of gin. They'll take the fifth of gin to the neck. Okay? But Enki say we're going to have a drinking competition. For beer drinking, a competition they had. Show me the MEs, Inanna said to Enki. Let me hold the MEs in my hand. Enki then said, I'll give you something to hold in your hand. I'm just playing with y'all. But he was thinking it. He damn sure was thinking it. Show me the MEs, uncle, Inanna said to Enki. Let me hold the MEs in my hands. 7 times in the course of the competition, Enki to Inanna gave her the MEs to hold. The divine formulas for lordship and kingship, for priesthood and scribeship, for love dressing and warring. Enki allowed Inanna to hold these MEs for music and singing, woodworking and metals, precious stones. 94 MEs that for civilized kingdoms are needed. Did y'all hear that? You need these MEs to build a civilized kingdom. 94 of them. Enki gave them to Inanna. Now, y'all do know that he ain't giving them to her for her to use. He just letting her hold them. Let me make sure everybody understands something. So imagine if you got some real nice guns, right? And you chilling with your homegirl and she say, can I hold them guns? Can I see them? And you say, all right, baby, here go this chopper. Let me let you hold this chopper. Here go this one. You can hold this one. You're not giving her the guns to say, take them home. You letting her hold them because she says she wanted to hold them. But what Enki don't understand is that his ass done had too much to drink. While he letting Inanna hold the goddamn MEs, Inanna steady giving him shots of that yak. And he steady throwing that yak back. So he done got drunk as a skunk. And little old Inanna can hold that drink. She been drinking that drink, but that shit ain't bothering her. Or maybe she pouring it out. Okay? Y'all give me 1 second. I got to step away. Enki is good and drunk. He good and drunk now. She done got his ass drunk. She done got him good and drunk. So while he is under the influence, what does she do? Right? She look over at that nigga. He over there like, full of that yak. She jumps up with the MEs. Gone. She running off on the plug. Holding her prizes tightly, Inanna from the slumbering Enki slipped away. To her boat of heaven, she rushed out. To soar away her pilot, she instructed. She said, go, bitch, go. Can y'all imagine Inanna running out there with that little skirt, that skirt flying up on her ass, and she got them MEs in her hand? Go, bitch, go. Right? So she jump in there and telling the Sherber, take off and leave that motherfucker running. When Enki awoke from his slumber by Izimud, he was awakened. He screamed, get hold of Inanna. To Izimud, he said. When from Izimud, he learned that Inanna had already in her boat of heaven departed it. To chase Inanna in Enki's skyship, Izimud was instructed. All the MEs you must retrieve to him, he said. Now he gonna wake up getting the altitude with Izimud. Nigga, it wasn't Izimud's fault. See, that's how niggas do when they get drunk and they fuck up. Now you want to wake up and take it off on Izimud. Izimud don't bother nobody. He don't do nothing but have your back. You done woke up and got mad at that man. Nigga, go get the MEs. Go get the motherfuckers. No, nigga, you let her take them MEs. You got drunk. You got full of that yak. You got full of that yak. I'm glad you ain't have sex with your niece, though. That's the last thing you needed on your resume, Enki. At the approach to Unu Key, Inanna's boat of heaven was intercepted. To return to Eridu in the wrath of Enki, he made her face. But when Inanna back to Eridu was brought, the MEs were not with her. Sis went dropped them bitches off at the crib. Sis stole them bitches and went dropped them off at the crib and then popped back out. To her chambermaid in Sherber, she gave them. To the house of Anu in Unu Ki Ninsherbar took them. In the name of my power, in the name of my father, Anu, I command you, the MEs, to return, Enki said. So did Enki angrily say to Inanna, that boy Enki mad, bitch, bring them MEs back right now. When of this Enlil heard, to Eridu to face his brother he came. Uh-oh, here come Enlil. Here come Enlil, this is his grandbaby. This is his, Inanna is his granddaughter. So here we go. By right, the MEs I have obtained. Enki himself placed them in my hand, grandfather, Inanna said. This is Inanna telling Enlil. He gave them to me. He put them in my hands. And she telling the truth. The truth of that Enki meekly admitted. When the term of Kishi shall be completed, till Unu Ki kingship shall pass. So did Enlil declare. When Marduke all this did hear, greatly he was enraged. His anger knew no bounds. So here we go. We got Marduke back in here. Now Marduke pissed off. So you got to remember, Marduke was already mad because when he come back from North America, he ain't got no land. Everybody got new cribs. Everybody got new castles and lands. My boy's struggling. He used to be balling. Niggas talking shit about him. They like, damn, that nigga Marduke fell off. You seen that nigga at the Marduke stop? You seen Marduke waiting on the bus? Marduke used to be balling. What happened? So Marduke out there on his, I'll be back. I'm finna grind up. I'll be back, right? So while he's staying with Dad, right? He's staying with Enki. He was there when Inanna came. He had to get off the couch, right? He was there. Enki told that nigga when Inanna came over, that bitch Enki went in there and told Marduke and Nabu, hey, you need to go over your cousin house. Y'all need to go over to y'all cousin. I got somebody coming over here later. So Marduke had to get up off that air mattress, had to go make a couple blocks while Enki was in there with Inanna. So now Marduke is pissed off because he's like, damn, not only have everybody got land, and that makes me mad, but you to let this broad who I hate come in here and steal the MEs from you. Okay? So, like, it's really bad, right? It's really bad, okay? Greatly, he was enraged. His anger knew no bounds. You know I like to make it fun, Corliss. Enough has my humiliation been, to his father, Enki, Marduke shouted. A sacred city of his own in Eden from Enlil he forthwith demanded. Marduke, look, so when Enlil popped up to figure out what was going on, okay, so Enlil went to Enki's house to figure out this shit that was going on with Inanna. Right? So now you got Enki, Marduke, Enlil, and Inanna in the same space. Marduke jump up and say, hey man, hell no, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of how y'all doing me. So he demanded from Enlil, he told the Enlil, I demand that you allow me to build my own abode. You don't demand nothing from Enlil now, all right? So he demanded that he be given his own land. When Enlil to Marduke's appeal paid no heed, man, Enlil cold-hearted, man. That's cold-hearted. Come on now, guys. If you're a melanated person, you know what's going on right now. He basically shooed that nigga off. Right? Marduke like, I demand you give me some land. Enlil was like, boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face. Enlil was like, hold on, guy. Hey, I think this one of the big content creators. Enlil was like, hold on, guy. Hey, I think this one of the big content creators. trying to hit me up. Hold on. What's good, family?
Hello. How are you in the sun?
Okay, all right. Okay, well, let's do this right quick.
Okay.
This might be one of them matches that I had requested. Let's see what's up. This one of them content creator matches. I don't know why it popped up right now. I don't know why it's popping up now, but if we can do it, let's do it. All right, family, let's get it. Let's get it. It just popped up out of nowhere.
Welcome there, double tap
What up, Jay Sween? Shout out to Jay Sween in the building. Y'all give me 2 seconds while we run this match right quick. I just got a request. Let's get it. And we get 3 times. We get 3 triple points. We get triple points. We get triple points. The match, dog. You sent the match to me. You sent it to me. You know what I'm saying? He sent the match to me. I didn't send it.
Like my Mac touching you.
This one of the bigger content creators. They send. I guess they trying to send me some content creators. We standing on them. Let's go.
Turn it off. Heard what happened to your mans. Not sorry for your loss. Should have prayed before them shooters came and nailed to the cross. I'll let your blood get
What they talking about? He talking about nothing. He ain't talking about nothing.
Ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about, they talking about, what they talking about, they talking about, what they talking about, they talking about, what they talking about, they talking about.
UMF here represent, baby. This is what we do. Standing on business.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to the family here represented, man. I did not expect this. I did not expect this match to pop up. I did not expect this match to pop up. That motherfucker just popped up. I gotta take it. I gotta take it because I gotta get the points.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Fuck being rational. Give them what they asked for.
Hey, it's not enough.
Solid niggas left, but it's not enough.
Hey.
Bitches that are rich, that, but it's not enough.
Hey.
You bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I make them niggas mad. Yeah,
Somebody gotta do it.
I take the G-pad. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What?
UMF represent. Let's get it.
It ain't what he own. This is Alpha and Omega, bitch. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a nigga gone.
If you don't know TikTok, the United Melanated Family is the #1 team on TikTok. We the strongest team. We only got 25 people up in here that's actively gifting, and we can stump anybody. You give us anybody, we stumping them. Let's go.
I don't understand, baby. Pay your bill and make you feel protected like I can.
G Mitch, I don't know why they keep running up, man. I don't know why they keep running up. Let's get them. We sitting there, somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it.
We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What?
Fire them people, bro. Fire them people in your last match, baby. This is a mid-class match. Never before. Hey! Boom! It's not enough.
I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch, and they both hoes. I hate.
Shout out to the family, man. Shout out. Hey, I appreciate you sending the match, my brother. Appreciate you sending the match, man. We're gonna drop down right now, okay? No rematch, no rematch. I appreciate you sending the match, man. I needed them points. I definitely needed them points. All right, gang. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the representing. Shout out to the family, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Beating people up. That's what we doing. We beating people up. Yeah, that's a fatality, man. I love fatalities. Finished him. We finished him. I ain't never did a mid-class match. I never did a mid-class match. Shout out to everybody that represented that showed up, man. So let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. It might be different because I'm on this new page, and the way I signed up for Live Fest, I did a few different things. So that's probably why I did that. Shout out to the family for representing. Shout out to everybody that tapped it up, man. Y'all know how we do it. I told y'all the UMF is the strongest team on TikTok. Please, if it's any big content creators, if you think you got the strong base, come and face my people. Come and face us. We want the notoriety. We want it. Let's get it. Shout out to the family, man. Yeah, that was, Corlisa. Yeah, that was. I got you, my brother. I got you, J Swing. Hell yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on with it, man. Let's get back to the lesson. It's getting good. It's getting good. A mid-class match. So, Marduke then demanded. Marduke then demanded from Debo. He done demanded from Debo that he get his own land. And Leah say, boy, if you don't get out my goddamn face, let me read that to y'all again so y'all know how bad he dissed him. He dissed Marduke like a little flea, man. Listen to this. Check this out. A sacred city of his own in the Eden from Enlil he demanded. When Enlil to Marduke's appeal paid no heed, Marduke took his fate in his own hands. To a place that for Anu's arrival before Unuki was selected was considered. Nabu the Igigi and their offspring from the dispersal lands was summoned. For Marduke, there in a sacred city, a place for skyships to establish. Listen to this. Marduke wanted to create a sacred city, a place for skyships. Do y'all understand that? A place for skyships. Hold on. When his followers at the place assembled, stones to build with, they found not. So listen, there's a special piece of land that they were going to use to build Anu's abode, but they ended up building it somewhere else. But this land is still regarded as a special piece of land, okay? Y'all boy Marduke then decided to build his abode on that land. So you know this ain't gonna work well with Enlil, right? He owns some sacred land that he not supposed to be on, and he building his own abode. He said he want to build a tower for the rocket ships, for the sky ships. Is it sounding familiar? Let's keep going. So when Marduke got to this place, he couldn't find no building materials to work with. The Anunnaki, Enlil had them remove all of the building materials, okay? So you remember the Anunnaki built all of their abodes with real stone. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. The difference between the Anunnaki abodes and the human buildings was what they built them with. The Anunnaki abodes were built with stone. The humans were built with mud brick. That's the difference. Okay? If you was a human, you had a mud brick structure. Let me show y'all once again. Let me give y'all a quick comparison. To show. For some reason, I can't find a goddamn for some reason, I couldn't find my picture of the mud brick home or whatever. Let me try one more time. Give me just a second. I got it. Okay, sorry guys. So sorry about that. Sorry. this is what the humans lived in, okay? Ancient Mesopotamian houses and homes, these mud brick style homes. So that's important to know that. It shows a difference in hierarchy, okay? So all of the Anunnaki temples, of course, were not built out of mud brick. Think about what I'm telling you. The homes of the earthlings were built out of this, but if you this. Okay? Big difference, right? Huge difference in this building style than a mud brick home. Huge difference, okay? So when Marduke made it to that site, there wasn't nothing there to build with. They removed it all, right? On some, oh, nigga, we ain't giving you nothing. You can't get nothing from us, right? So Marduke taught the humans how to make bricks and burn them by fire to serve as stone. He taught them how to make the bricks, how to make the mud bricks. There, with a tower whose head the heavens can reach, they were building. On a sacred land, they were building a tower that can reach the head of the heavens. Okay, does it sound familiar? A tower on sacred land, a tower to the heavens, a tower for the sky ships. All right, here we go. To thwart the plan, Enlil hurried to the place. To placate Marduke with soothing words, he tried. To stop Marduke and Nabu in their endeavor, Enlil did not succeed. So Enlil hears about this nigga Marduke building this tower. Enlil runs over there and he say, hey man, I'm trying to be cool with you, nephew. Okay? I'm trying to be cool with you, nephew, but you ain't got no business over here, bro. Marduke like, man, I told you, man, I'm gonna build my own shit. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Enlil like, nigga, it's gonna be a problem. Stop building right now or it's gonna be a problem. Marduke don't pay him no mind. Enlil say, all right, bet. Enlil was like, bet. All right. So Marduke continues. Him and his earthlings, they continue to build. Okay? In Nabruki, Enlil with his sons and grandchildren assembled. Enlil called up the hitters. What to do, they all considered. Marduke, an upper-middle gateway to heaven, is building. The earthlings he is entrusting. Did you hear that? Huh? Did you hear what Enlil told everybody that Marduke was building? Marduke, an upper-middle gateway to heaven, is building. To earthlings he is entrusted. So did Enlil to his sons and grandchildren say, if we allow this to happen, no other matter of mankind shall be unreached. We can't give earthlings access to space. Okay? This is what Enlil say, man, we already gave them enough. We done gave these motherfuckers the knowledge. We done gave them everything. Enlil say we cannot allow them to travel out into space. That's what this tower was for. So by now, we all know what this tower is. Y'all talk to me in the chat. Tell me what this tower is. Tell me what tower this is from history. What tower are we speaking about from history? Talk to me. By now, we should all know what tower we're talking about, right? Come on with it. CT Moore, you are 100,000% wrong, and that's why you shouldn't even be answering. Matter of fact, if you're not in this class, you shouldn't even be in here. Okay? So somebody show CT Moore the dough. Tower of Babel. Good job, cat. Tower of Babel. This is the Tower of Babel. If you're not in this class, please don't do no guessing. Leave the guessing for the people that's in this class. If you want to join class, if you want to learn with us, then you can do so. But stop guessing, okay? Leave it for the people who know. The Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel was a stargate. It was an upper-mid gateway. It was designed to be able to leap from Earth directly to Nibiru, or AKA heaven. Y'all start to realize more and more, y'all gonna see that Nibiru is the real heaven. It ain't heaven, but it's what they were making these people believe in. Okay? So this Tower of Babel was supposed to be a stargate to leap from Earth directly to Nibiru. And it was a reason that Marduke wanted this ability to jump straight to Nibiru. He who controls the gold controls Nibiru. So Marduke had a plan to take over the earth, to take over all the gold mining installations, and to hold Nibiru hostage. Because if he got all the gold, Nibiru would have had to bow down to him to do what he said. So that was his plan. Enlil say this evil plan must be stopped. Ninurta agreed. It was nighttime when from Nabruki, the Ilanite Anunnaki came from their skyships. Havoc upon the rising tower. Fire and brimstone they rained. To the tower and the whole encampment, a complete end they made. They destroyed that motherfucker. To scatter abroad the leader and his followers, Enlil thereupon decided to scatter abroad the leader and his followers. So he wanted to not only destroy the tower, but he wanted to separate Marduke from these people. Because the more and more people that Marduke bring in, the stronger his armies get. So Enlil say, let me separate this leader from these people. Here it come, guys. Y'all ready? Let me separate. How will he separate the leader from his people? Listen. Henceforth, their counsels to confuse, their unity to shatter, Enlil decreed. He says, we're going to confuse their counsels. We're going to shatter their unity. How are you going to do this, Enlil? Because they don't believe that you the God of the Bible. Let Enlil show you how he wanted to do this. Check this out. Until now, all the earthlings had one language. We all spoke in a single tongue. Can't nobody, but for some reason, can't nobody never say what that one language was. Hebrew. Hebrew is the Anunnaki tongue. They speak Hebrew. Hebrew is their language. That one tongue, everybody spoke in. Everybody spoke in that one tongue until this happened. Henceforth, their language I shall confound, that each other's speech they will not understand. Woo! Think about it. Think about this. Why did he want to do this? This wasn't just about hurting Marduke. This was about weakening humanity. Do y'all understand this? This wasn't just about hurting Marduke. Oh, we D2. Damn, we way down. We D2. We gotta beef this page up. We rank D2. We gotta beef this page up. But anyway, it was all about weakening humanity. And what do I mean by that? Well, check this out. Let me ask y'all something. If all the governments of the world represents 1% of the world's population, if we all could understand each other, if we all spoke the same language, could we work together to overpower the governments of the world? Put a 2 in the chat if you agree. If we all still spoke the same language, wouldn't that empower us to work together? We can communicate together. We can formulate. We would outnumber them. We would outnumber them. So this was about weakening humanity. This is why they confused the languages. You see, Enlil was always worried about the humans overpowering the Anunnaki. This is why the Anunnaki are not out in the open anymore as well, because it wasn't never that many of them. They don't outnumber us, we outnumber them. So they didn't want us to be able to see them. It's better to rule from the shadows, because if you rule from the shadows, there's no one to overthrow. Do y'all understand that? For everybody that be like, where the Anunnaki at? Where the Anunnaki? They here. They here. They still run this shit. They underground. They at Area 51. They still run this shit. But they ruling from the shadows. Y'all didn't listen when Amen-Ra says that the name Amen means hidden one. That's what Amen-Ra means. It means hidden one. You gonna see it. We gonna get there. It's coming up. So they rule from the shadows. And the purposes of ruling from the shadows is so that we don't overthrow them. We don't have nobody to run to overthrow because we can't see them. Okay? Exactly, Black Lex. One time, hey, make that a shirt. No target is an impossible target to hit. That's exactly what they was going with. Okay? So let's get back to the Tower of Babel. Henceforth their language I shall confound, that they each other's speech will not understand. In the 310th year, since the count of earth years began, did all of this happen. In each region, in every land, the people a different tongue he made to speak. Now, I want y'all to understand how he did this. He didn't just wave a wand and everybody just started speaking differently. They had them all. Now, you know the Anunnaki had big centers that was like hospitals. Genetic centers, hospitals. They had all this shit. Sharubak was this, okay? Sharubak was a big genetic hospital, genetic testing center, hospital, all of that shit. I know it's hard to imagine this shit, but you got to imagine this. You got to understand that they had everything that we have now. They had it back then, but better. So what I want y'all to understand is they set up these testing centers in all of these different regions, and they would just walk the humans. They would just have the humans come walk in there and come get that genetic alteration. So they just had the humans walk up there, just like how we had to go take the vaccination. That's how everybody had to line up and get. Y'all understand that? So I don't want y'all to think the Anunnaki was some kind of magicians. They were scientists. Okay? They were scientists, they were geneticists. They didn't just wave a wand. They had everybody come to the goddamn clinic and take the ability to speak, right? A different form of writing thereafter to each was given. So not only did everybody get a different language, they gave them a new writing that the other will not comprehend. So now I can't speak to you. You can't even understand me when I speak to you. But now you won't even be able to read what I'm writing. If you go look at Islamic writing, it's different from Asian writing and so forth. Okay? So not only do we not get to understand each other by ear, but we can't see what we're writing to each other as well. All right? 23 kings reigned in Kishi. See, I told y'all that they never gave us a name. They never gave us a name for the first king in Kishi. They just called him Mighty Man. Okay? They just called him Mighty Man. Now, I remember it was another Mighty Man, and his name was Lugal. But I don't think he was the first king. So I got to go back and do my research. I got to see if I can get a name for that first king. 23 kings did reign in the Kishi region. For 408 years was it the scepter city. It was also in Kishi that a beloved king named Etana for a heavenly journey was taken. At that time, let kingship to Ununki be transferred, so did Enlil decree. To its soul, the heavenly bright object from Kishi was transferred. When the decision to the people was announced, To Inanna in exaltation hymn they sang. Lady of the MEs, queen, brightly resplendent, righteous in radiance clothed. This is just them kissing her ass, okay? They song don't make no sense. They song is just them basically saying, "Oh, Inanna, you amazing. You are the best, and we all want to see your vulva." 7 times the MEs she obtained. In her hand she is holding. For the tiara of kingship they are appropriate. For high priesthood suitable. The lady of the great MEs, of them she is the guardian. In the 409th year after the count of earth years began, kingship of the first region to Enki was transferred. Okay, so that's Inanna's abode. Its first king was the high priest of the Inanna temple. A son of Utu he was. As for Marduke, to the land of the 2 narrows he went, to be the master of the second region. Once established, he expected. All right, that's where we're going to stop for the day. So Marduke is actually hightailing it back to the Nile River Valley. So let me show y'all what happened. So Marduke tried to build the Tower of Babel here. Okay? Enlil and them kicked his ass, destroyed the Tower of Babel. So Marduke had to come all the way back up here, down here, back to this region. Okay? Back over here to Africa. They kicked his ass back to Africa. So now, watch this. Marduke was gone for 5,000 years. Ningazita been in control of the Nile River Valley. Okay? Ningazita been the king of the Nile River Valley. Right? So now Marduke is on his way back to the Nile River Valley, and he expects to be king again. Some nerve. Some nerve. He going back and he expects to be king again. So you know this going to cause some problem. You know this going to cause some problem between him and his brother Ningazita. Because Ningazita has built that civilization up to be a very special civilization. Okay? So when we return tomorrow, that's what we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with the battle between Thoth and Marduke. Amun-Ra and Thoth is going to do battle when we return tomorrow. Okay? It's going to be the battle for the Nile River Valley. And this little battle gonna go on for some time, all right? That is where we will begin. I hope y'all learned something today. I hope you was able to get something, baby. Got to see the Tower of Babel, okay? So that was a real event. The Tower of Babel was real. And the Tower of Babel was a spaceport. It was a spaceport. Like I told y'all, the heavens ain't nothing more than the sky. So when they say they was building a tower to the heavens, they talking just, that's all they talking about, up in the clouds. That this tower went all the way up in the clouds. Okay? So if anybody got any questions, man, if you from the class and you got any questions, feel free to drop your question below. All right? If you one of these people that's not a class member, but you might be interested in joining our class or being a part, you can always hit us up and show some love, okay? We taking donations. At this point, we almost through with this session, so we're not charging for people to join class. But if you are a donor, if you donate to the family, we'll